Our next author is a two-time author, and her book is for some of those same women. So if that sounded like you, you are going to love meeting Suki Sohn. Suki, come join me out here.
Thank you.
Congratulations on book number 2, Alpha Bitch to Enchantress. Awaken your feminine superpowers. Conjure the love and life you want. Tell us about this book.
So this book is about reclaiming your femininity and celebrating and embracing the fact that you're a woman. I mean, that sounds like such a no-brainer, but so many of us actually just kind of forget the fact that we're women. So when's the last time you really felt like deep into your bones that you're a woman and you really celebrated that? So this book is about that. And I think with really embracing who you are as a woman, there's, I call, feminine superpowers that come along with it.
I want superpowers. Tell us more about those.
Yeah, so there are certain things like, our neurology, our biology. For example, women are more intuitive. We also are more collaborative than competitive. And I think with a trend where leadership is going, these are the kind of trends that are being demanded in the workplace anyway. So it's time for women to step up into those leadership positions, but really owning the fact that they're women instead of giving into some old paradigm of sort of the masculine, like having to be tough. And
I'm picturing those 80s suits
exactly,
with the big
shoulder
exactly
pads.
like
No
I
more
will be a
shoulder
man.
pads. Yeah, exactly. So.
Your book title, Alpha Bitch to Enchantress, that is a catchy title. What does it mean? Why'd you pick it?
So I wanted women to own both aspects. This sort of tough, like go-getter, like real sort of high achieving alpha bitch, which a lot of my clients are. But the area that they need a little help in is basically being more enchanting. What if you can just enchant people instead of dominating people? Wouldn't that be so much nicer in your life? So it's about that, actually embracing both. And I have some women that are really subtle and feminine, but they don't own their alpha bitch. So this book is about claiming both sides. And actually, I feel like to be powerful leaders in this world, you need a bit of both. So
I love that. It's like the yin yang of femininity here.
Exactly.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question from our audience. I can ask you two because I got two good ones. One is from, I think I'm going to say Kita or maybe Kelta from Las Vegas. I'm sorry, I'm saying your name wrong. Clearly my eyesight is not good enough. And she asks, what advice would you give a first-time author? I'm asking you this because now you've done it twice.
Yeah.
What's the advice you gave yourself before this round? What do you know now that you didn't know then?
It's really about finding what you believe in. Because I feel like if you really understand and know what you truly believe in, the book kind of writes itself. The second book for me was actually easier than the first book because finally I kind of this is what I really believe in. My first book was kind of okay, figuring things out. And the second book was okay, this is it. So skip the first step. If you can really do that soul searching first and really dig into deep inside and figure out what you truly believe in, that becomes your brand, that becomes your story, and that becomes your book.
How do you feel like the process, the difference process, but the process in the author's way helped you to do that work? And why do you think it was easier the second time? Was it there the first time and you didn't find it, or talk about that?
Yeah, because the first time there's so much drama. I mean, really having to step into being and actually dropping that sort of sense of an imposter syndrome. we have an author talking about imposter syndrome, but anyway, yeah. So dropping that feeling who am I to speak up? Who am I to? I truly, truly believe we all have a message to share. And it's really kind of owning that. That's what I kind of had to get over to get to my second book. And the second book, I was this is what I believe in. This is what I have to share. This is my gift to the world. And there it is. Voila.
I love it. All right, here's my second question. This one is from Mary from Reno, Nevada. By the way, you guys, if you have other questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat because we would love to hear from you. Mary says, I don't know if what I have to offer is worth anything. How do I know? What advice would you give to Mary, both from your own heart, but what you've seen from the people in this room who she'll be meeting today?
I think everybody in this room at one point or another, before, during, and even with this launch and hitting bestseller status, we're kind of going, oh,
how do I know if so? Me too.
Yeah,
I'm not excluding myself.
Exactly. Yeah. So I feel like that's always there, and that goes back to, I guess, the imposter syndrome and not really believing in yourself. But yes, you are a light. We all have gifts to share. Not even a.
Don't you feel like that hunch is something? Like, if you didn't have something to share that was worthy, would you even have that question?
No, you wouldn't go through the process of writing a book because it's work. You wouldn't want to do that. There's a burning desire in your soul that needs to be shared, and that's why you're even here. Yeah. So go for it, and she can help. She can help you with the drama. So
yeah, because this is the thing is, you've probably heard me say this before, but I love to imagine walking into the motor vehicle department because everyone needs to get a driver's license. Yeah. And if you just walk into the motor vehicle department, Mary, in your mind, the last time you went there, and imagine everyone, and think of the number of people there who would say, I wonder if my ideas that I might want to put in a book are worthy. Mm-hmm. Most people are not thinking that question. Yeah. Like, just the fact you have that question means you are special. And acknowledging that, what I found is it gets stronger. And I think that's why your first book was amazing, but I think why you're even more connected with your second book is that you kept saying, like, oh, this does have worth. And your clients, because do you work one-on-one, you work in groups?
Work mostly one-on-one. I'm going to be launching some workshops too, but my second book wrote itself because these were the questions my clients were having right away. So, my first book was about opening yourself to love, magnetizing love, getting over heartbreak, dropping all the programming and the bad, negative patterns that you had. And then while working with those women through their relationship patterns, the first thing that came up to me was about femininity and in getting in touch with their femininity, because a lot of the women that I work with are high-powered executive women. And so they're really like superstar.
They're getting 40 hours a week of training in how to be in touch with their masculinity. Exactly. So an hour a week with you seems like a good investment.
Yep, exactly. And they finally get to be a woman and they actually embrace it. So this kind of was a call. This was actually a gift for my clients.
I love it. Well, and it's a gift from her clients to you too, because now you get to benefit from all of their coaching. So how about that? I want to share this with everybody. Make sure you get a copy. Alpha Bitch to Enchantress. Awaken your feminine superpowers. Conjure the love and life you want. While you are on Amazon getting Suki's book and sharing it with your best friend, because you guys are going to have wine and talk about this in a little book club for two, go ahead and get Suki's first book too. You'll find it over on Amazon. Suki, congratulations on book number 2. Thanks for coming back.